Hey guys, I thought I'd chat with you this week about the process of us moving to Thailand so that if you're interested in moving to Thailand yourself, you have this video here to help you. Because, spoiler alert, it's not as difficult as you think it is. So, we've been living in Thailand now for 8 months. We moved here in October. And how we moved over here was we got teaching jobs. There are many websites you can use to get teaching jobs to move over here. But because we got that, they were going to take care of our medical insurance. They were going to take care of our visas. All we need to do was figure out where we were going to live. When we both knew where our schools were going to be, we found a location, love our location, and started looking for apartments there. And even that is very easy. There's some trusted websites that you can use to find accommodation here in Thailand. More often than not, you'll get assigned a really nice agent that will help you get the apartment, condo, or whatever kind of space you are looking for. So we moved to Thailand with education visas as we were going to be teachers here in Thailand. I, being a secondary school teacher, and Kieran was going to be a primary slash kindergarten school teacher. So, how can you move to Thailand? Well, I guess that's it. The first option you have is you can be a teacher if you really wanted to. All you need to be a teacher in Thailand is a bachelor's degree. It doesn't have to be an education. It just has to be a bachelor's degree. And more often than not, in Thailand, they do like bachelor's degrees from Western countries, from America. Not even Western countries, I'm sorry, from English speaking countries. They love seeing a bachelor's degree from those countries. So, for example, if you have a bachelor's degree from Canada, United States of America, the UK, Ireland, Australia, English speaking countries, more often than not, it's going to be very easy for you to find a teaching job here. It's not to say anyone from any other country that has a bachelor's degree could not do it. Of course, I've met many teachers from many countries that are doing it. But often than not, they just usually say not American speaking, but English speaking country you have to have a bachelor's degree from. And it can be any bachelor's degree. It doesn't have to be in education. With coming into Thailand, wanting to be a teacher, there are many advantages to it. For example, they'll take care of your medical insurance and they'll take care of your non B visa. And with the non B visa, with being a teacher, you get to fly in and out as freely as you'd like. That is one of the biggest perks. You don't have to worry about ever being stopped by the border because you have your teaching non-B visa, and therefore there's more freedom there in terms of leaving the country to do little trips throughout Southeast Asia. It's one of the things I did when I originally lived here in 2015, and when I came to teach here in 2015 in Thailand, because I came in as a non-B and ready to teach. I got to travel to all over Southeast Asia. I actually had a goal on my teaching salary at the time, which was 600 USD a month, to see all of the Southeast Asia countries. And with airlines like AirAsia, it's so easy to do. So I ended up seeing Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Myanmar, Brunei, and Philippines. I saw all the Southeast Asian countries, which was an incredible achievement, and I was really, really happy about it at the time. So, having the teaching visa gives you the flexibility to come in and out of the country as you please as well. So, that's the first option you have when it comes to moving to Thailand. The second option you have is the education visa, where you're going to be a student. You're no longer going to be a teacher, you're going to be a student. A big thing a lot of people do when it comes to moving here, wanting to be on that visa or trying to be on that visa, is they do Muay Thai as their education because you can get it for that. If you find a Muay Thai club or facility here, you can get them to sponsor your visa for you so that you can come here to learn Muay Thai and get a long-term visa to stay here for that. Another thing is you can learn Thai. You can learn Thai. That could be you as a student go into Thai classes once or twice a week, maybe for 1 or 2 hours, and that is how you can stay here long term as well. This education visa usually also is a year, as well as the teaching education visa also usually lasts a year, having to renew it after that. With the teaching education, you can renew it as long as you're at that school. There's no set amount of times you can keep renewing that. With the education visa, usually they only allow you to have an education visa for 1 year. Usually. Of course, there are people who've done it. Of course, there are people who are here way longer on the education visa, changing agencies or learning something new every single time. There are always loopholes to all of this. I'm giving you the general idea of it's usually just 1 year you're supposed to be here learning whatever you are supposed to be learning. What people usually do after they finish that year is they move to an elite visa, but that visa can cost you over $30,000. So I'm not going to talk about that visa today, but it is one that's there available for you. But so far, we have your two options. You can come here as a teacher, and all you need is a bachelor's degree. You can come here as a student, and all you need is the heart ready to learn. And the third one is a regular tourist visa. You heard that right. Odds are, a lot of the time when you're moving here, you may have to come in on a tourist visa anyways. So what happens is, if you are in a country where you can apply for a 60-day visa, you can come in for 60 days and then you can extend it for an extra 30, giving you a total of 90 days on one tourist visa. At the minute in Thailand, you are allowed to enter the country 2 times via flight or via border before they start to maybe ask you a bit more questions at the border, a bit more questions at immigration, or could possibly stop you at the border. You are allowed to what they call border runs. That means going to the neighboring country to help reset the number of days you are here. So one of the ways people do end up living in Thailand for up to a year is they do 60 days. They come into Thailand with that 60-day visa. They extend to 30. They do a border run. They either go to Malaysia or go to Singapore. They come back in with their 60-day visa and then extend to another 90-day. And then they do one more border run before coming back again and doing 60 and then extending it to 90. And usually that brings you into maybe brings you up to like 11 months, almost a year. And a lot of people I know kind of do that. It's one of their loopholes, they say, into staying in Thailand, but not paying to be a student and not feeling like you also have to be a teacher. I wouldn't recommend that personally. I've seen people get stopped at the border for doing it one too many times, but there are also people who've been doing it for years and have never been caught. You never know what side of the luck of the draw that you are going to fall. When it comes to the people you see on social media living in Thailand, more often than not, they're doing one of those three things. There are the fourth group of people who have gone through the process of being business owners in Thailand. So they have the non-B for the visa side, and they're doing it. They've submitted all the documents that they needed to prove that their business is legit and it's running. And that in itself is not an easy process. A lot of the times, and that's why I'm not going to speak on it fully, it's better to get a Thai lawyer or solicitor to make sure that you're doing all the right paperwork and doing all of that correctly in order to get that correct visa. But again, more often than not, they are coming into Thailand as a tourist before moving over to that business visa. It is possible to come to Thailand as a tourist and then move over to one of the other visas I have talked to you about. A lot of people do that. They come here at first to figure out their options and figure out what's the best option for them. And then they decide, oh, maybe I'll go the teacher route. No, maybe I'll become a student. Maybe I'll just stick around for like 10, 11 months and then I'll leave and go to another Southeast Asia country. Or maybe I'm going to open up a business and go all in on myself in this incredible place. But for the most part, those are your options when it comes to living in Thailand long term. If you want to be a teacher, I link some of the websites below and where you can use some of the websites that we use to find our teaching job when we were thinking about moving to Thailand ourselves. Ultimately, in the end, me and Kieran both found our jobs through ajan.com. But like I said, that link will be linked below where you can go looking for your job as well. And if anyone's thinking about planning ahead and being a teacher, school years start in October. That's midterm break for October. And then a fresh school year starts in May. So those are kind of the two times you'll see school starting, but they always hire people year round. Outside of that, that is how we came to be here. And if you are thinking about coming here, I hope all of this information is helpful for you and not too confusing, but there is a lot to know at the end of the day. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next week, Wednesday, for anything else I'm thinking about at that random time. All right, guys. Bye.